Got my Shadow Pokemon team. Got my Shadow Pokemon music. Got my Shadow Pokemon avatar. That should update soon. That trademark. Let's give it again. I would run a different team, but obviously this team needs a little bit more time in the drawing board. Probably just gonna do it from scratch if I'm gonna be honest. But we had a nice run with the Shadow Pokemon team. Let's jinx everything and run it again this time. And just see how badly everything goes. I'm Jack K, bringing you some more GBL goodness. Though we're probably I did the first two, so this is probably going to be part of backlog, so you might not see something like this until season 8. But hey, I mean, okay, I forgot, you have Ice Fast moves. This may not be a perfect ideal lead, but this can still work to my advantage, and it could definitely be a lot worse. You may super effective me, but I super effective you. And you just give me a nice clean swap into Abomasnow. Downside is I'm wasting all my shields so early on. Let me see if I can get a tiny little bit of energy, then go for the knockout. Because I kind of got the feeling they're not going to shield. Just because this gives them an easy swap to another one of their Pokemon. And I'm defenseless for the rest of this battle. So I can't think of a better thing to be defenseless against than a freaking Talonflame. And I can't swap, so they can just get all this energy. And I could bring Aerodactyl back in, but it's not gonna matter because it'll be able to go for the Brave Bird or the Flame Charge as soon as I come in. I wonder. No. I had an idea, and I'm kind of regretting not going for it, but I was going to go and Hypno just a wall and attack. Because I'm never going to get knocked out of that. And if I am sick to stay in, I can at least get some Thunder Punches out in the process. Unfortunately, we'll never know. And no, Talonflame's the problem, especially if it goes for the Brave Bird. So that first battle was a bust, already not doing as well as the last set. But as I was pondering, I think there might have been a possibility of turning that around. I think a big problem is that I got way too shield happy too early on. Though it was a little unfortunate because the situation I used my shield for, I felt were pretty optimal times to use the shield. It's just nothing to worry about later. And hello, I was wondering when I was going to run into one of you. I mean, I don't got anything amazing against this, so I guess I stay in for the neutral setup. Maybe I'll get lucky and just whittle it away a bit before getting knocked out. We'll see. I think my best bet is going to be just brute force my way through the Deoxys defense form and just hope that whatever I have left can handle the rest. Wow, and they didn't even waste a shield on that. Makes me kind of worried what they have in the back. Altaria, I mean you know, it's super unfortunate because that might actually work to my advantage in the long run, because my biggest concern was not having enough shields to survive the sky attacks. But in this, I feel a bit more confident in this matchup, and I can at least take a couple hits to last my way through. And hey, Loggy, welcome in. You're just in time for the third set of the night. All Shadow Pokemon team had a nice run, 5 out of 5 last time, so I'm giving it another run this time. And thanks for the follow. We're going to see how well it does this time. So far, not the best. Oh, and I got the defense drop. But yeah, I did lose the first battle, but the set's still young. There's still time for things to go around. And nice! Congrats on getting the Pokemon Go. GBL is kind of a little bit tricky of a beast to get into, especially when you're first getting started. But like I feel like there's definitely other elements to the game that you can enjoy in the meantime, and who knows, like especially in the lower ranks, you might have some luck and be able to build your way up. And like it does at least give Stardust, so even if you don't invest anything and just lose, you'll eventually get the resources, aka the Stardust, you need to actually play further with the game. But yeah, I managed to pull a victory out from that one. And feel free to hang out, chill with the music with me as we go through a few more battles. I think I was considering making this the last set of the night, but if people are just coming in, I don't mind pushing one more. The more sets I do now, the more I can do on YouTube lately. Also worth noting that like I do like casual playthroughs of I do playthroughs of games on Saturday nights, so I don't do exclusively GBL stuff. There has even been, I think we've had some fun times. There's been some fun things that we've done, like community day streams and that. Really bad at battles. Yeah, that's a tricky thing. Like, I think first of all, what level are you at? Because the big problem with like trying to get into GBL right away is like working around CP limits. Obviously, Great League probably is your best bet because of CP. Yeah, like with the lower levels, how much you can power up your Pokemon is going to be based around your own trainer level. So, being like level 11, you might have a hard time getting Pokemon up to the CP limit, which is going to be a major thing working in your advantage. But I wouldn't give up hope yet. You can always battle. If you have friends, you can always battle with them. You can like do like early raids and do battles there and build yourself up from going forward there. I was just thinking, like, if you can find a group, if you find that there's a legendary raid with some people in it and just hop in, that could be an easy way to get high level Pokemon, because the stuff you get from raids are fixed, and some of them are pretty high enough level to like get you like at least something close to SCP. And if not, I would recommend like trying to do some level 1 raids with your free pass every day, just to like get enough Pokemon to build out your teams. And even then, like, help me with a raid. I have a remote to raid. The power is level 3. I'm not sure if I want. I'm not doing raids tonight because I did want to focus the stream around at least finishing up this set. And I also kind of get iffy about just adding random people to. Yeah, it's all good. I wish I can help, but like the best thing I can say is that the resources are out there, and the problem is like I've been playing this game from the beginning, so it's been a long time since I've been a lower level player, especially before. I think I was pretty decently level by the time a lot of these newer features got introduced to the game, so it's kind of hard to like put myself in the situation of where things left off and have a good recommendation of where to start. But my best thing to recommend is just play the game, catch Pokemon that you see, interact with what you can interact with, and eventually that alone will build up your level enough to actually be able to power up your Pokemon high enough to get into like GBL and do stronger raids and things like that. And the game is generous enough to have like various events that give you boosts in both Stardust and experience. So as long as you stick around with the game long enough and don't worry about the hardcore stuff right away, I'm confident you'll get up to the point of the skill level you want to be with this game soon enough. It just I'll admit it does suck that there is like a little bit of accessibility and things like GBL just because of the way the game works with collecting Stardust as a resource and level being tied behind getting your Pokemon high enough levels. You kind of actually reminded me of a podcast idea I wanted to do in the future, where like, if you remember Pokemon Stadium from like the N64 games, I think Pokemon Go could work with a feature like that. Like, just have a mold that's completely like on either a separate app or a separate console. They could either like copy your GBL Pokemon on and run it separately, and possibly even like have rentals. I don't know, it's probably a thing that's been talked about in the community already, but like, I feel like if the game had like rentals, even if there was still a huge advantage for people who actually had normal GBL Pokemon, just giving something for newer players to like at least get a feel for how the mode plays as they're trying to build up to be stronger in that, feel could work in their advantage. Now that was just unfortunate. Hindsight makes me wonder if I would have been better off just staying in with my Aerodactyl and then going into Abomasnow. But the whole reason I made that swap in the first place was I was a bit concerned about like giving them the energy to build up to that point. And I guess that's another thing to advise. I'm not sure if I'm the best one to listen to, because like I do take these battles a bit more casually, and I'm definitely good enough to like get to rank 20 and obviously ace as you're seeing, but I'm not the best of the best. But if you just listen to people talk about how they go for the game, kind of like how I'm doing now, you can at least learn about the mechanics of GBL as you're building up to actually play in it. So by the time you jump in there, you already have a huge advantage over someone who may be high in level but not actually understand the little mechanics that give you an edge. Because unlike with raiding, if you're battling against with GBL and other forms of PvP, you're actually fighting against other people. So it's not enough just to be strong. You have to be smart too. Because you're not going up against AI, you're going against actual people who can react to things as you're doing them in live time. If all this is making sense. Yeah, it could be a fire punch, I might as well shield. But then again, even a Shadow Ball probably would have hurt. And that's like the other thing, like there's so many different matchups and so many different moves Pokemon could have that you sometimes just have to spend some time doing the battles and see how trainers have different Pokemon react to yours to really get a feel of just the mechanics. And honestly, like, unfortunately you do need to have some sort of setup or be somewhat deep into the game to have the resources to build up your Pokemon. The battling knowledge is so much more important for GBL than actually having the Pokemon. Better examples kind of with like IVs. Like there's certain IV combinations that technically do better than other IVs in GBL, but the situations they matter in is so few, and they kind of they get so overplayed because obviously if you can have a better IV Pokemon, you want a better IV Pokemon, but the difference is so minimum that just having the Pokemon, even if it's bad IVs, is so much more important than not having it at all because you can't find one with the good IVs. Like, while I have PvPoke up here, I might as well pull up another example. Like, I didn't delete it, right? As you can see on this Retro Cup, it has Lickitung rated the best. And let's just scroll to the very bottom here. And Scoutland, like, so far down the bottom. With the way people hype up IVs, some people might get the impression that it's better to have a perfect PvP IV Scoutland than, you know, let me find a better example than one that requires Candy XL. Frostlass. Even though they're completely different types. But even if your Frostlass has terrible IVs and you just powered up any single random one, having a Frostlass on your team would still be way significantly better than the Scoutland, hypothetically. Let's just go like the Cloyster. A Pokemon that performs significantly better, even with worse IVs, is so much better than like a poor Pokemon that has good IVs, that you're better off just using the Pokemon. Like, I'm not a great example of it myself, because oftentimes, like, there's a lot of times I don't even use a Pokemon. Mostly but that's more just a personal preference, because, like, I can be a little stingy with my Stardust. So, if I'm gonna have a Pokemon, I like to just, like, get one, or get the best I possibly can, power up, and never use it again. But in all reality, like, I could just power up any one I get, and unless I'm going against the very best of best, it wouldn't even make a difference. Sorry, that was probably a bit of a ramble to go on when we've been long past that conversation. But that's just the way I'm just trying to spice it up and try to, like, not go on the same topics over and over again. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna just see if I can get a shield. And if they don't shield, at least I have more opportunities to get up the energy. Because, yeah, I kind of had a feeling that they just would want to take me out as quick, or want to get taken out as quickly as possible. Because they know they're at the disadvantage, and they can, like, if they just faint, then they can at least be in a situation where I'd be completely defenseless at the next Pokemon that comes out. But, I mean, it goes both ways, because I do think I'm kind of going too far on the other end, where, like, I wasted a shield and way too much health on my Abomasnow because I didn't try to take it out sooner. But I think this could work out. Oh yeah, definitely. Completely took out that Talonflame. I'm actually going to even be able to get Energy Ball off before I go down. So, like, this Abomasnow already taken care of 2 Pokemon. When I'm pretty confident it would have only been able to take care of 1 if I just went for that Energy Ball right away. And, like, I think I'm at a point where I might as well not even go for charge moves, because, like, they're just going to shield it, and it would just be one more opportunity that I wouldn't get to do a fast move. The shield game is also, like, a really dynamic part exclusive to the Pokemon Go metagame. Like, knowing when to shield and when to not can make an even bigger difference in a battle than having the Pokemon or not having the Pokemon. Or having the right Pokemon or having the wrong Pokemon. Though, like, you gotta know what Pokemon to use at what times in order to know when to shield and when to not. So it kind of works both ways. And, Frillish. Again, like, better to get than a Flaffy, but doesn't get me as hyped as a Flaffy. Alright. So that's it for that set. Now, I'm going to leave it up to the chat. We've been going for an hour and a half, and I definitely could go for one more set. But it's also kind of like 8 o'clock already, so I don't mind if I can end the stream early. I'm content with that too.